Hey guys, welcome back to another video podcast for the Oxford game coming ahead. But special guest, Dad, welcome back.
Welcome back indeed, yeah. For those of you who thought I'd passed away, you're wrong. Listen, back to some kind of fitness. Had a few problems, but we're back in the game, so to speak. Now, first and foremost, Dan, before I get started, I'd like to say what a fantastic effort from myself and certainly Rebecca. I know that at times Rebecca doesn't want to do it, but she's supported you, supported the channel, and allowed the feed to go on. I'd say, Mr. Swain, you've been my rock, and you'll have a special present coming your way. I'd also like to say thank you very much indeed for all the kind comments, concerns, and we're all one big family. Now, listen, I've got to air some grievances, Daniel.
Go on then, go for it, hit me.
Be careful what you wish for, because we're all waiting. I wanted Carlos to go, and I got a little sneaky little preview, Jace. We were mates with Carlos, and we spoke with him every single week, and we'll be going to Valencia to go and renew our friendship. So, Dan, what I'd like to say to you is, unfortunately, I haven't been able to visit the shrine, but I've been paying special attention, allowing me to see it from a different perspective. Before I go any further, thank you very much indeed to the Millwall supporters who come in their droves to ring me up and make sure that I was all right and to look after you pair. Finn and Perry, what an absolute...
Big shouts them too.
Yeah, good lads. Now, listen, we're into the era of expansive football, so be careful what you wish for. Tony Mowbray, I know Tony Mowbray, as you do. Spoke to him at length during the Legends.
That's right, the Legends match.
Yeah, he's been scolded by his experience at Celtic, and he's in the last chance saloon. I predict a riot at Leeds, which I'm hoping I can go to if I can get some kind of injection from the back. But I think we will beat Leeds, and we'll beat Leeds comprehensively. I think that we'll beat Oxford comprehensively. I think that under Carlos we were a lot more defensive and cautious. I think that the one to watch for me is Devante Cole, because he's got an arm around his shoulder from Mowbray. I think that the introduction of Adam Armstrong has been fantastic. Rakesh has been absolutely brilliant. I think that there must have been problems behind the scenes, because Wallace and Swift have come to the party and they're actually on the dance floor throwing some shapes. But from my perspective, I think that whatever happened behind the scenes when the coach left Carlos, that was when the rot set in. But I'll tell you what, we're in safe hands. We will go up the table and we will get into automatic promotion. If we don't, I will personally buy everybody a drink at the Vine and put it on your tab.
And my tab? Right, I'll quickly go over the game last weekend from Millwall. Overall, I think if I'd speak about Mowbray's tenure so far, I was really excited when he first came, and I think many people were, especially the football, the style he plays. A lot of people are a big fan of really attacking, really high pressing, and it's really good. However, at this moment in time, I think you can see the difference. The players have suited so much to Carlos Corberán's style of play. They can't now play Mowbray's, and we're seeing that at the moment in time. I'm going to still stick to the opinion of I'm going to give Mowbray time. I think all the fans have their opinion, but many people have said that Mowbray's not the man at this moment in time, just because the performances that haven't been good. Of course, you've been watching it on TV.
Can I interject?
Yes, go on then. Go on, let you interject.
What the faithful have got to realise, and football matches and football supporters are like backsides. We've all got one. We've got an opinion. But what you've got to realise and what you've got to really allow to sink in, he hasn't been very well. So you've got to give him the credit. Bearing in mind, right, that the board appointed Tony Mowbray. There must have been other suitors out there. I would suggest that John Eustace was one of them. But be careful when we start slating people, because Tony Mowbray was fighting a serious illness and may still well be. So he's coming to grips with getting back into the.
Definitely. I think we have an opinions, and I personally, as I said, I'm going to give him more time because I think there's a lot more to come from it.
Yeah, so as well. He's only just started.
But I think seeing the game so far, I think we can all admit that I don't think, even though we beat Sheffield Wednesday, I don't think. And Portsmouth, I think there was a really weak inside of Portsmouth, and I thought personally that we haven't had really a perfect game of yet under Mowbray, and it's starting to show, especially when it comes to the fact that defensively wise, we haven't been good enough since Carlos has gone.
Hey, listen. There's a common denominator here that nobody is even bringing into the fore. Oh, it's Tony Mowbray. This is Tony Mowbray. It's not. It's the same players. They are professional footballers. If the players can't get themselves up for a promotion bonus, then we've got an issue. My issue is with the players and the players alone. They didn't like it under Carlos. They said they trained too much. They said he was too intensive. Now, Tony Mowbray, and I know the way Tony Mowbray operates, I know inside out backwards, because when you were a little seed and when you came to the fore, Tony Mowbray was absolutely brilliant. He got us to Wembley on expensive players. We had the introduction of a Man City player, Ishmael Miller. He hadn't scored, but he run the line. Listen, give him time. Listen, all this business about the jury's out about Tony Mowbray. Listen, we've got him. End of story. We ain't going to change him now. We are an expansive playing football team. We are the best team in that division. Leeds can bugger off because when we go to Ellen Road, we'll absolutely we'll tear them to bits.
I hope so.
Yeah, and whoa. I'm sick of these naysayers and we're not this, we're not that. On our day, we're a good footballing side. The players need to take a good look at themselves. I mean, look at Palmer. He's left the Albion now. He's in the big league. I think he was found out at the Albion. I think he was on borrowed time.
A great game against the Villa, may I just say.
Yeah, but look at the Villa. Goodness me. But listen, Dan, I want you to pipe yourself down, right? Because you never give Carlos Corberán the credit he deserved, right? Without Carlos Corberán, we wouldn't be in this division. I think in Tony Mowbray, I give the utmost respect because he will get us where we need to be, and he's probably the most experienced manager in the division. Rant over.
It's really interesting the fact you said that, actually, because I think you mentioned to me earlier, Dad, the fact that since Carlos has been at Valencia, the 2 games he's lost,
Valencia,
Real Madrid and Barcelona. Other than that, he hasn't lost a game yet, and he's been there for quite a number of games, and they were bottom of the league. You know what I mean? No, but I'm backing you here. But what I would say is, I think most fans now opinionate on the fact that the formation's working. You've watched it from the TV. I watched it in person, Dad. Can you see the fact that the formation isn't working, and will you change it?
I would, yeah. I actually agree with Carlos Corberán. I do not think the players are up to being flexible. I think that they're set in the ways. I think that people like Swifty and Wallace have got the football intelligence to change it. I think if we're not careful, we'll lose Hegem because he must be absolutely frustrated. When I watch the games, right, certainly the Blackburn Rovers game, we were very, very unlucky and unfortunate. Albion need to somehow have this injection of passion, commitment, enthusiasm when the chips are down. Just kick in, fight it. It's a game of football. Listen, with what's going on in the world, right, I'm not going to do it Alan Hansen and say it's all doom and gloom. We're in a fantastic position. We've had a change of manager and we're still at the top. Dan, from my perspective, I've missed it wholeheartedly, but I've stepped away and I can see the bigger picture. We're a good, expansive football team, and we just need a slice of luck.
Yeah, I would agree with that. But again, sticking on the formation side of things, I think you'd have to change the 4-4-2. You'd have to change it because Armstrong's gone the left because I think it was Perry mentioned in the last video, guys, the fact that, and I've looked myself, the fact that Southampton played him off the left, and because he had a bit of freedom, he'd always cut and have a shot maybe. And he's a goal scorer, so that's what he does. But how many touches did Armstrong have in the Millwall box, Dad, on Saturday?
I don't think he had any, did he?
Zero. And there's a reason because if I know we're paying a lot of money for Armstrong, so why not play him up top where we know he can score goals?
Totally agree with you. Now, listen, Tony Mowbray's comments were, right, you can't fit everybody into the formation. If it was me, right, and you've caught me on the hop because I haven't prepared for this, I would play 3 forwards up front, I would.
Would you? Okay,
Yeah.
I like that.
Because Adam Armstrong, right, is a proven goal scorer. So if he slots into the Albion and he can't score goals, the problem's not with Adam Armstrong.
That's very true. That is very true. I'm like, because you commented to me about him as well, was Will Lancashire. He's a really, really good hold at man at the moment. And I think him hopefully late. I think so many people said the 4-4-2 formation. There's got to be a reason why Mowbray's persistent with a 4-2-3-1. And if you notice that, what player's missing out at the moment, and it's clear to see. Alex
Go on,
Mowat.
Tom.
Alex
Yeah,
Mowat has now been
not
taken out of the squad completely.
he's not
So I don't think he's not a Mowbray player, is he?
He's not suited to the format. He's not suited. He's a bit of a, how can I put it? He's a bit of a, how can I put it? He's a good player, but he's too slow in his approach. We need somebody get the ball, ping it, get the ball, ping it, get the ball going. I'm not. I actually think the forward line is going to get us out of jail. I think the chap, I can't pronounce his name, from Spurs has got goals written all over him. He's got goals written all over him. Bearing in mind,
really good.
Bearing in mind what you've got to keep on bearing in mind. It doesn't matter what you do for a living. If you're picked up out of your comfort zone and you've got to move into a new environment, such as Adam Armstrong, such as Lancashire, they've got to find a home. They've got to settle. They've got to be happy in the environment. They've got to be happy in the dressing room. So at the moment, the only thing that's going to hold us back is ourselves. But I can understand that.
You know what one you're forgetting about, by the way?
John, Daryl.
Of course, DK return on Saturday. Would you throw him into the mix against Oxford?
No, I wouldn't. No, I'll tell a lie. I'd throw him on the last 15 minutes because we've got to treat him with kid gloves. I would concentrate on Adam Armstrong and the chap from Spurs because they need the game time. Yes, Daryl does, but I would rather not risk him. I'd rather wait until we come to the latter stages of the season. Listen. We've got Blues who are giving it the big one, and quite rightly so. We've got Villa giving it the big one, quite rightly so. We've got Wolves who are keeping quiet.
Yeah, keeping it quiet.
We could be, and we got Walsall top of the league. We could be the diamond in the rough, and we are the diamond in the rough.
I think
because we are the baggies.
Exactly, and I think another talk.
Come on!
I think another talking point was, of course, Joe Waldsmith, Dad. Of course, he's come in.
We are Albion, so we are Albion.
He had the best game against Blackburn. I think it was the fact that he made a couple of howlers, but I think he made a couple of decent saves against Millwall. I think people will be exaggerating the fact that Albion was sending a really good save. But then again, he's got to save him. That's what he's there to do, isn't he?
Yeah, I agree. You know something? I wish that Sky would do like a player cam because I think he's got more football intelligence about him. Palmer was a great shot stopper, but he was weak on one of his sides and they caught him out. But I'll tell you one thing I noticed from the Millwall game. They were targeting the Albion goalkeeper. They were banging the balls up. Hey, listen, when you go away to Millwall, which is a difficult place, and you get an own goal, you know Lady Luck is on your side. Yes.
And then another thing I was going to mention before I go on to the Oxford game, Dad, was Grady Diangana. A lot of people in the stadium were saying that Grady, they're not the biggest fan of. He was a bit of a waste on the ball, got taken off a bit too much. But I know like some managers always talk about stats-wise, and I personally as well, I don't think he's playing that bad. I think he's been one of our better players at this moment in time. I think he's really got back into his own.
On any other given day, the crossbar, that would have been given. I think that, we've got to be careful with Grady because he really is a Premiership player.
He's out of contract in the summer.
Yeah, I don't think he'll have any problems. My argument with Grady would be that he's got the skills to pay the bills. He's never been the same since Bilic left. I think he's one of these players who I think Mowbray will get the best out of, and I think that unfortunately he'll go on a free at the end of the season.
Yeah, it wouldn't be at all surprised. Guys, put down in the comment section down below what are your thoughts on Grady Wildsmith and the game against Millwall. But going on to Oxford, Dad, this weekend, they're a decent side in my opinion, Oxford. Yeah. I really like them. And I was watching the EFL highlights, I think it was Sunday morning. And I guess what one man misses sitter, and I can tell you right now, if he has that chance, he's bearing it against Albion. Matty Phillips.
He'll come back and haunt us. They always do. I think that Matty Phillips will be one of these players that he shone sometimes at the Albion, sometimes he didn't. It'll be his game of the season when he'll want to put one past us, come over to the fans and do all this business. He will score because it'll be a 5-1 Albion and he'll get on the score sheet.
Oh wow, that is really interesting, Dad. I mean, I'll give my score prediction in a minute. But what I probably would do...
Give it now. Come on, give it now. I'm not having you just coasting along.
I'm coasting because I want to say why I'm going to give my score prediction. So I would personally...
Listen, you're just buying time. I know you are.
No, I'm not, because I want a reason why. Because I personally think that Isaac Price should start on Saturday because I like what he's about. He's a really intelligent footballer and a lot of energy about him, a bit like Malumbi. And I think we should take Diakite out. While he had a really good game, may I just say, guys, what are your thoughts on that one? He had a really good game against Millwall. I do think bringing in Price maybe be a good addition. But the one man we are definitely losing, before I give my score prediction finally, I think we're missing Carl Barley, especially from that suspension after Sheffield Wednesday.
You know something, you stole my thunder then, sorry to butt in. Absolutely, he's the elder statesman at the back, and I think that without Bartley, I think he was silly to get sent off the way he did. I can understand what he did, but for me, it shores up the back line, and I think
in the aerial prowess against Millwall.
Yeah, I think that you're right. I think coming back to Oxford though, I think that this is one of the biggest issues with the EFL. People seem to think because we're playing Oxford, and bear in mind they've got where they have on merit. They haven't won a raffle to get in there. Oxford are a decent side, and if
they are. Especially with Gareth Rowe. I think they won 7 games unbeaten. Of course, they lost against Portsmouth last time out at home. But they're a good side on their day, aren't they?
Yeah. Listen, I think that what's going to be our downfall is us. I mean, against Blackburn Rovers, because I know you love your stats. The stats were outrageous, but stats don't win you games, Dan. Goals.
Exactly.
Games.
But that's what we need. We have a goal scorer, Adam Armstrong, who's there to score goals. I think people are saying the fact that, I'll maybe bench Armstrong, play Lancashire up top, play Grady, play a bit of Grant Michael Johnston. You can't, because we're paying that much money for him at this moment in time. He's only here for a certain period. You've got to start him, haven't you?
Hey, listen, I class Adam Armstrong as being you've got. Let's just say, if you ever meet the big time, because I hope fingers crossed you will. Imagine you've got a garage full of cars. Yeah. You've got 2 cars. You've got one sparkling McLaren F1 car, right? Hasn't done a lap in a few months, i.e. Adam Armstrong. Or you've got a lovely little Skoda Octavia that can really do it. If you do not play Adam Armstrong, you're silly, because he's proven. When they bought him, I've got to be honest with you, it was like Christmas Eve. I thought,
yes, same man.
He's something else. I remember watching him destroy us.
I know, same. Pretty agree, Dad. And then finally, I was going to mention is a lot of criticism on Callum Styles, and I can see it. I can see it because attacking wise, he's brilliant. Passing the ball, really, really good. But defensive wise, I think again he got caught out against Millwall. The fact he gave the ball away first, and I think defensively, I personally would maybe, if Ajoy's fit again, put him at centre back, maybe Mason Holgate, move Hegem to left back, because I think Styles at the moment has been a bit weak, especially against Plymouth and Millwall.
Yeah, it's a good observation, that is, because I watched the game closely, and I think Mason Holgate to come into his own. I think that Tony Mowbray, I think that the dressing room is a lot more harmonious, and I think that people enjoy playing with him, playing for him rather. And I would suggest that training is a little bit more light-hearted rather than so intense. Because don't forget, Carlos was an intense person, wasn't he? I mean, when we were talking to him about food and that, when we met him in his office, you could see he's just got that tunnel vision. But he will always be, in my eyes, steeped in history. King Carlos will always be my king. But I think that, something, Dan, the future is bright. The future is blue and white, and we are dynamite. And I can't wait, fingers crossed, to get to Ellen Road. And if anybody wants to buy us beers, then be my guest.
Is that your is that your aim to come back at Ellen Road then?
Well, providing I don't collapse with a degenerative back issue, then fingers crossed, yeah. Because listen, there's many things in life I don't think you can
Health is the first important thing, isn't it? Health and family.
It needs mental and physical, and I'll be doing podcasts about that at some other stage. But all I know is this: I love the Albion, I love you, I love Becca, I love the channel, and you know what? I'm just happy to be alive.
Right then, guys, I'm going to go for this weekend a 3-1 win to the boys, and I fancy, actually, no, forget it, not 3-1, 3-0. Clean sheet for Walsall. I'm going to go for this weekend. Guys, what are your store predictions? Put it down in the comment section down below. Dan, anything else to say?
Yeah, I'm going to say thank you ever so much indeed for giving this channel the support that it needs. I know that we know better or know worse than any others, but you know what? We are Albion through and through, and if I can get my backside into gear and be a lot more healthier, we've got some really good stuff coming up, because I want to try and give back to the fans, because I know that it's been difficult, and I know that I haven't been able to see you because I haven't been able to travel because of my back.
Yeah.
But something, Dan?
We're back, baby.
Come on, man.
Guys, thank you so much for this video as always. Make sure to like and subscribe if you can. Leave a comment down below as well. Dan, what time is it?
It's
showtime!